I lit the match and watched my brother's prized Mustang go up in flames right there in the airport parking lot. The acrid smoke curling like a middle finger to the sky. Because nothing says fuck you like turning 100 grand's worth of metal into a bonfire on the 4th of July. It wasn't just about the car, hell. No, that was the appetizer. My family had spent years treating me like the family A-team, the quiet sucker who footed bills while they played kings and queens in their McMansion delusions. And now, stranded in Honolulu with nothing but a carry-on and a heart full of venom, I was done playing nice. But the real gut punch? They didn't even know I'd been the one holding the strings all along, paying for their paradise while they plotted to cut me loose like yesterday's trash. It started 6 months back, in the sticky heat of a Nashville summer, when Dad called me into his study, the one with the fake leather chairs and the walls lined with books he never read, just bought to look smart. "Alex," he said, his voice gravelly from too many Marlboros, leaning back like he owned the goddamn world. "We're doing a family trip. Hawaii. All of us. You in?" I should have said no right then. Hung up the phone and gone back to grinding out code in my Silicon Valley cubicle. But blood's thicker than water. Or so they say. Turns out, it's thinner than spit when money's involved. I was the black sheep. The one who clawed his way out of our podunk Tennessee suburb without a trust fund or a silver spoon. Mom died when I was 10, cancer. The quiet killer, and Dad remarried a gold digger named Linda, who birthed my half-sister, Becca, the princess who got everything handed to her on a platter. Then there was Jake, my full brother, 5 years younger, the golden boy who coasted through life on charm and daddy's blinders. Me? I was the fixer. The one who wired money when Dad's investments tanked, who co-signed loans for Jake's failed startups, who even covered Becca's college tuition when Linda forgot to budget for it. They called it family. I called it bleeding dry. The trip was Jake's idea, pitched over Easter brunch like it was the cure for all our dysfunction. "Come on, bro," he'd grinned, clapping me on the back too hard, his Rolex glinting under the chandelier, bought with my bailout cash. No doubt. Hawaii's calling. Beaches. Luau's. No cell service to bug you about work. Dad's footing the bill. Liar. I knew better. Dad's construction firm was hemorrhaging from bad deals. The kind where kickbacks blurred the line between business and felony. I'd seen the statements. Hacked into his email once after a drunken confession about needing help. So when the reservations started rolling in, 5-star resorts on Waikiki, private tours, the works, I footed them anonymously through a shell account. 10 grand down. Easy. For family. We flew out on a red-eye from LAX. The whole clan crammed into first class because why not splurge on the peasant's dime? Dad snored like a freight train. Linda scrolled Instagram influencers. Becca FaceTimed her sorority sisters about slaying vodka, and Jake nursed a whiskey, eyes darting like he was casing the joint. Me? I stared out the window at the black Pacific, feeling the first twinge of something off. Jake had been weird for weeks, late-night calls, whispering about cutting ties, vague texts like, "We got this. Don't worry." I chalked it up to his latest divorce drama. The one where he'd cheated on wife number 2 with her best friend. Classic Jake. Touchdown in Honolulu was all aloha shirts and lei garlands, the humid air slapping us like a wet towel. We piled into a rental van, another expense I covered, and headed straight for the Halekulani, that oceanfront palace where rooms start at $1,000 a night. Check-in was smooth. The clerk handed out keys with smiles wider than the beach. "Mr. Harlan," she said to Dad, "your suites are ready." "Mahalo for booking with us." Dad puffed up. signing the folio like he'd built the place himself. I hung back, watching, the weight of my credit card burning a hole in my wallet. That first night, we hit a beachside luau. Pig roasting on spits. Fire dancers twirling like demons in paradise. Beers flowed. Stories got tall, Dad reminiscing about his Vietnam days. Embellishing the heroism. Linda flirting with the bartender for free Mai Tais. Becca snapping selfies with hibiscus in her hair. Jake pulled me aside midway through. His breath sour with rum. Hey, man. Thanks for coming. Means a lot. His eyes were glassy. Evasive. What's up? I pressed, but he waved it off. Just family shit. You'll see. I should have seen it then. The way Dad avoided my gaze when the bill came, slid it to me under the table with a wink, like it was our little secret. The way Becca whispered to Linda, both glancing my way with pity-party smirks. But jet lag's a bitch. And hope's dumber. I crashed in my suite, the king bed swallowing me whole. Waves crashing outside like a lullaby laced with thunder. Morning brought clarity, or at least the illusion of it. Breakfast on the lanai, pineapple skewers, eggs Benedict, the works. Jake announced the agenda, snorkeling off Hanuma Bay. Then a hike up Diamond Head. Sounded perfect. Until Dad cleared his throat. That phlegmy rumble that meant bad news. Alex. Sonny started, folding his napkin like it was a surrender flag. There's been a change of plans. Change of plans. That's code for you're out. They laid it on me gentle-like. Southern politeness masking the knife twist. Jake had leaked some emails, forged ones, I later found out, making it look like I'd embezzled from Dad's company. Millions, they claimed, funneled to offshore accounts while Dad took the heat with the IRS. Lies. All of it. I'd covered his ass for years. Paid off auditors to bury the real fraud, the kickbacks from shady contractors. The ones that could have landed him in federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison. But Jake, scheming little shit, had twisted it. Planted evidence. Whispered to lawyers. Turned the family against me. We can't have you here, Dad said, eyes hard as flint. Ruins the vibe. Jake's handling the details. Becca chimed in, all wide-eyed innocence. It's for the best. Alex. You understand, right? Family first. Linda nodded, sipping her mimosa like it was communion wine. They were ditching me, stranding me in paradise while they jetted to a private villa on Maui, courtesy of my black card. No apology. Just a pat on the back and a call if you need anything. Hypocrites. They didn't know I'd paid for every goddamn room, every meal, every lay around their necks. I stood there, coffee going cold in my hand, the ocean mocking me with its endless blue. Rage boiled up, hot and black, the kind that doesn't fade, it festers. Fine, I said, voice steady as a surgeon's scalpel. Enjoy your trip. Walked away without looking back. Straight to the valet, where Jake's Mustang waited, imported cherry red beast he'd bragged about for months. Keys were in the ignition, his carelessness, my opportunity. The match struck easy, sulfur blooming sharp in the salt air. Flames whooshed up, devouring the leather, the dash, the life Jake thought he deserved. Sirens wailed distant as I slipped into a cab, heading for the airport. Phase 1 complete. But this wasn't about a car. This was war. And I had receipts, digital trails, bank logs, the whole rotten underbelly of their empire. Time to pull the plug. Back in my cramped studio apartment in San Jose, the one with the leaky faucet and the view of a parking garage, I spread it all out like a crime scene on the IKEA desk. Laptop open. Screens flickering with spreadsheets. Wire transfers to Dad's Cayman accounts. Labeled consulting fees, but really hush money for union busts. Venmo logs to Jake's exes. Payoffs to keep his affairs quiet. Tuition payments to Becca's Ivy League fantasy. Bounce checks I'd covered with overtime from coding marathons that left me hollow-eyed and numb. It was a house of cards, built on my back, and one gust would topple it. But first, the vacation. I logged into the resort portal, fingers flying over keys worn smooth from too many late nights. Cancelled every reservation, Halekulani Suites, the Maui Villa, even the snorkel charter Jake had gifted Dad. Refunds pending, but I'd dispute them later. Tie up their cash in red tape for months. The confirmation emails pinged like gunshots. Cancellation successful. No-show fees applied. Let 'em rot in economy on their dime. Scrambling for hostels while I sipped IPAs and plotted deeper cuts. Sleep didn't come easy that night. Dreams twisted with Mom's last days, her in that hospice bed. Skin like parchment, begging me to look after them.
Y de promesa. Kid that I was.
Because what else do you do when the world's crumbling? Woke up sweating. The ghost of her hand on my shoulder. Betrayal's a virus. It rewires you. Turns love to lead. By dawn, I was on the phone with a PI I'd used for a corporate gig, ex-cop named Ruiz. Gravel-voiced and discreet. Dig up dirt on Harlan Construction, I told him. Everything. And Jake's side hustles. Ruiz chuckled. Low and knowing. Family.
Huh.
Those cut deepest. He didn't ask why, pros don't. While he worked, I drove south to LA. The freeway a blur of taillights and regret. Needed FaceTime with Elena, my ex from college, the one who'd bailed when Jake confessed I'd cheated on her. Another lie, seeded to isolate me, keep me paying without questions. She met me at a dive bar in Echo Park. Her hair shorter now, laugh lines etching her eyes. Alex, she said, hugging tight. You look like hell. Over cheap tequila. It spilled out, the trip, the ditch, the fire. She listened, head tilted. That therapist vibe she'd picked up in grad school. They're parasites, she said finally, clinking glasses. But you're not innocent.
Babe.
You enabled it. Truth stung. But she was right. I'd played martyr too long. Silent resentment building like plaque on arteries. What now? She asked. Revenge, I said. Simple as breathing. Clean. Legalish. Make 'em feel the weight. Elena's eyes darkened. She'd seen my edges before. Just don't lose yourself. Kissed my cheek goodbye. Left me with her number and a warning echo. Ruiz called that evening. Voice crackling over Bluetooth as I idled in traffic. Your brother's dirty.
Kid.
Crypto scams. Laundering through those startups. Dad's in on it. Off-books deals with cartels. Skirting borders for cheap labor. Cartels? Jesus. I'd covered smaller sins. But this? Human trafficking whispers. Underpaid migrants dying on job sites. My stomach turned. Proof. Tapes.
Docs.
Sending now. Files dropped like bombs. Audio of Jake haggling rates for disposable workers. Dad's signature on falsified permits. It hit then, the secret I'd buried deepest. 10 years ago. A site collapse in Atlanta. 3 dead. All undocumented hires. Dad pinned it on me. the foreman he'd thrown under the bus. I took the plea, misdemeanor negligence, probation, a record that killed job offers. Cleared my name in court, but the family spun it as Alex's mistake, using it to guilt me into silence, into servitude. I'd carried that cross, believing it bought loyalty. Fools. Armed with truth, I escalated. Hacked Jake's phone, phishing link in a vacation update email. Texts poured in, frantic. Him raging to Dad about stranded in Waikiki. That asshole Alex must've, cut off by my delete. Planted a virus, slow burn, to leak his nudes to investors.
Petty? Maybe.
But it balanced the scales a hair. They called then
A barrage.
Dad first, bellowing voicemail. What the hell?
Boy.
Cancelled everything? We're sleeping on beaches. Jake next. Slurring threats. You burn my car. I burn you. Becca's was weepy. Why? Alex? We love you. Love. The word curdled. I let it ring. Deleted.
Blocked.
Isolation was my weapon now. Week 2. Ruiz delivered the crown jewel, a ledger. Digitized from Dad's safe, every dirty dollar traced. I lawyered up. Anonymous tip to the feds via Elena's firm contact. Whistleblower status. Immunity if I flipped. But I held back. Savoring. Drove to Tennessee instead. The heartland blurring past like old wounds reopening. Homecoming was surreal. The McMansion loomed. Same flagpole. Same overgrown lawn. Linda answered the door. Botox frozen surprise cracking her facade. Alex? What? Pushed past. Found Dad in the den. Scotch in hand. TV blaring Fox News conspiracies. Sit, I said, dropping the laptop. Played the tapes. His face strained white, then red fury. You traitorous shit, after all you've done. I laughed. Bitter bark. You framed me for murder.
Dad.
Those men died because you cut corners, and I ate the blame to save your ass. He sputtered. Denial crumbling as audio looped, his voice. Cold calculus on lives. It was business, he muttered. Family protects family. Not anymore. Left him there. Shattered. Drove to Jake's condo downtown. He was packing. Frantic. Phone glued to ear. Tackled him, first violence in years. Pinned him against the wall. Your scams and now. Shoved the crypto logs in his face. He wheezed. Please.
Bro.
I did it for us.
Lies.
Always lies. Becca was last. At her sorority house, alumni mixer. All champagne flutes and fake tans. She saw me in the crowd.
Paled.
Alex. Don't, but I did. Whispered the tuition truth. Every cent from Dad's blood money. Enjoy the debt collectors. Her sob followed me out. Raw and real. First crack in the princess armor. Back in Cali. The feds moved fast. Raids at dawn. Headlines screaming, Harlan Empire crumbles, fraud. Laundering ring busted. Dad in cuffs on CNN. Jake's mugshot viral. Becca's Insta-frozen mid-smile. Satisfaction bloomed. Dark rose in my chest. But Elena was right. Revenge hollows you. Nights alone. Staring at ceilings. Mom's voice whispering. Is this protection? Twist of the knife. A letter from Dad. Smuggled via lawyer. You think you're clean? That collapse? You signed off.
Boy.
I have the papers. Forgery? or truth. My memory fogged, booze-fueled night. His hand guiding mine? Doubt crept, venom turning inward. The doubt festered like an open sore, gnawing through the high of their downfall. I pored over old files in my apartment, the hum of the fridge the only sound besides my ragged breaths. There it was, buried in a scanned PDF, my signature, scrawled sloppy on the permit waiver. Time-stamped 2:17 a.m. After a celebration dinner where Dad poured shots like water. Just sign.
Son.
It's routine. Routine. For him. Maybe. For me.
Anu siya born prudly.
Thinking it bound us tighter. Guilt crashed in waves, rivaling the Pacific I'd fled. Had I enabled the monster? Or was I just the patsy? Elena called,
Voice soft over the line.
Heard the news. You okay?
No.
But I lied. Peachy. Justice served. She paused. That knowing silence. Revenge isn't a bomb, Alex. It's salt. Hung up. Her words echoing as I booked a flight back to Honolulu. Unfinished business. Or masochism. Who knew? The islands welcomed me with rain-slicked streets and thunder rumbling like God's indigestion. Checked into a budget motel off Kalakaua Avenue. The kind with roaches hosting their own conventions. From there, I watched. They'd slunk back, Dad out on bail. Jake slithering through loopholes. Becca playing victim on TikTok lives about family trauma. Hypocrites regrouping. Plotting countersuits. Smearing me as the unstable son. I tailed them first, Jake. Mostly. His paranoia making him jumpy. He hit dive bars in Chinatown. Schmoozing lowlifes for investments. Voice low about new ventures. Cartel ties lingered. Whispers of revenge hits. My PI fed updates. He's desperate. Talking hits on witnesses. Witnesses.
Me?
Heart jackhammered. Armed up, legal Glock from a range buddy. Concealed carry permit fresh. Paranoia twins now. Confrontation brewed at a food truck rally in Kakarikeo. Neural splashing color on concrete despair. Jake was there. Nursing a spam musubi. Eyes scanning crowds. I approached casual. Hoodie up. Glock heavy in my waistband. Fancy meeting you here, bro. He froze. Chopsticks midair. Then that shark grin. Alex. Come to gloat. Slid into the bench opposite. Close enough to smell his fierce sweat. Not gloat. Clarify. Pulled out my phone. Played a new tape, Ruiz's latest. Jake on a burner call. Yeah. Take care of the brother. Make it look like an OD. His face crumpled. Then hardened. You hacked me? That's illegal. You fuck. Laughed.
Low.
Both.
Kettle. But yeah.
It is. Like your laundromats. He lunged, fist wild. Sloppy from booze, but I sidestepped. Chair scraping. Touch me, and the feds get the full drop. Including your little side gig with the coyotes. He deflated. Slumping. What do you want? Money? It's gone. Shook my head. Confession. On record. About the collapse. My signature, you forged it after, right? To cover. Lie probe. His eyes flickered, guilty twitch. Dad's idea. You were wasted. Easy mark. Truth sliced deep. I'd been complicit. Blind drunk on loyalty. And the frame job here? Your emails? He shrugged. Weasel shrug. Had to. You were cutting us off. Hoarding the cash. Hoarding? I'd given everything. Rage flared, hand twitching to the Glock. But Elena's voice, "Don't lose yourself," walked away instead, leaving him pale amid the foodie throng. Victory? Or just another layer peeled? Dad was next. Holed up in a Waikiki timeshare. Downgraded life. Irony's thick. Knocked at dusk. Lay wilted on the doorframe. He answered shirtless. Paunch spilling over shorts. Eyes bloodshot. You. Stepped in uninvited. The room reeking of takeout and despair. Talk. He poured bourbon, 2 glasses. Ritual, and we sat. Enemies at a wake. The signature, I started. Voice steel. You set me up from jump. He sipped.
Slow.
Survival.
Son.
Business eats the weak.
Weak. Me?
Or him. Laid out the ledger again. Pages fanned like a bad hand. This ends your empire. But I want out clean.
No counters. No smears.
He chuckled.
Bitter.
And what's in it for me? Your silence. Nodded. For now.
Lie.
Feds had copies. This was theater. We talked hours, him defending, me accusing, bourbon loosening tongues. Confessions trickled. Mom's death? Not just cancer, pills. Too many. After his affairs drained the savings. She found out, he admitted. Voice cracking. About Linda. Shock rippled. I'd blamed the disease. Not him. You killed her. Whisper. But it landed like a bomb. He didn't deny. Just refilled. We all carry sins. Alex. Sins. Mine stacked high. The fire. The hacks. The tips that shattered lives. Becca's future? Torched. Jake's freedom?
Caged.
Even Linda, divorce papers Ruiz dug up. Her own affairs funding Botox binges. Family of vipers. Me the blunt head. Left at midnight. Rain sheeting down. His plea chasing. Forgive us?
No.
But doubt deepened. Were they monsters? Or mirrors? Becca found me next day. Ambush at Ala Moana Mall. Her in yoga pants and sunnies. Looking every bit the co-ed casualty. Alex. Please.
Coffee kiosk.
Force it down. She cried, real tears. Mascara rivers. It's ruined everything.
No wedding.
No job offers. Wedding? To some frat bro. Trust fund kid. Boohoo, I said.
Flat.
You ditched me first. She leaned in. Voice hush. It wasn't us.
Jake.
He made Dad think you were stealing. Blackmail.
Twist. Jake es esqueme solo?
Or family pact. Why not tell me? She bit lip. Scared. Of you. The quiet anger.
Fair.
I'd bottled it. Let it ferment. Help us, she begged. Testify it's a misunderstanding. Temptation flickered. Reunite. Heal. But no. The ditch replayed, her pity eyes on the lanai. Grow up. Becca. Earn your own way. Stood. Left her sniffling amid shoppers. Cruel? Yeah. Necessary? In my warped lens.
Yes.
Nights blurred, beach walks. Glock tucked. Paranoia peaking. Sighting, shadows tailing. Maybe Jake's lowlifes. Fired warning shots into surf once. Echoes booming. Heart pounding wild. Elena texted, come home. This island's poison. Home. Where was that now? Climax brewed slow. Storm clouds gathering literal and fig. Family powwow announced via leaked email. Emergency meet at the old Maui villa. Now foreclosed but squatted. Drove the rental twisties. Wipers slapping. Mind-racing scenarios. Trap or truce. Arrived dusk.
Villa crumbling.
Palms whispering secrets. They waited on the lanai, Dad gaunt. Jake twitchy. Becca hollow-eyed. Linda absent, smart woman. Alex, Dad started.
Standing.
We talk peace. Listened. Glock cold against my ribs. Terms. Drop charges. I get reparations. Family therapy bullshit. Laughable. Then Jake. Or we go public. Your signature on that waiver? We say you masterminded it all. Bluff. Or was it? My doubt weaponized against me. Prove it. He did. Photocopy. My drunk scrawl. But date wrong. Post-collapse. Forgery exposed. Nice try. Chaos erupted. Jake lunged again. This time with a knife, kitchen cheapie. Glinting. Grappled. Rolled on teak deck. Rain slicking us. Dad yelled. Becca screamed. Blade nicked my arm. Hot sting. But I pinned him. Glock out. End it, bro. Finger on trigger. World tunnel vision. Becca's sob. Don't. He's our blood.
Blood.
The tie that bound and choked. Hesitated. Millisecond eternity. Sirens wailed distant neighbor call.
Pulled back.
Knife skittering.
Goi spat.
Before I change mind. They fled.
From peeling gravel.
Leaving me bleeding. Laughing manic in the downpour. Victory? Or stalemate? Wound bound with shirt. Drove to ER. Stitches and questions dodged with hiking accident. Back in motel. Elena's call. Enough. Fly out tomorrow. But twist waited. Voicemail from Marie's. New file. Your mom? Suicide note names you as knowing. Dad says you pushed her to pills.
Lie?
Truth? Memory fractured. Her pleas? My silence. Revenge circle closed. But the noose tightened on me. The stitches itched like accusations as I boarded the red-eye to SFO. The planes hum a dirge for whatever family I'd torched. Honolulu shrank below. A green jewel mocking my soot-stained soul. Elena picked me up at arrivals. Her Prius idling curbside. Face a map of worry lines.
Jesus.
Alex. Arm. Glanced at the bandage peeking from my sleeve.
Souvenir.
She drove silent at first. Golden Gate fog rolling in like amnesia. Then, you're done with them. For real.
Done.
Word hung heavy. But doubts clawed Mom's note. If real. Painted me complicit in her end.
Ruiz email en route. Scanned page.
Her cursive shaky. Alex saw it all. The lies.
The debts.
Told him to leave. But he stayed. Enabling. My boy. Forgive. Forgive? For what? Staying loyal to a sinking ship. Or pushing her over with my silence. I'd been 15.
Gia đình tin hormone mát kinh gở đai.
Yelling at her to snap out of it when she begged for divorce papers. Elena crashed at my place that night, first time since the split. Her head on my pillow smelling of lavender and second chances. Tell me everything, she murmured. Fingers tracing the bandage. Spilled it all. The ditch. The fire. The tapes. The knife fight. She listened. No judgment. Just nods. You're both victims and villains here. That's family. Kissed me then.
Soft.
Testing waters. We made love slow,
Tentative.
like survivors sharing rations. After tangled sheets, she whispered, therapy. For you. Laughed. Therapy for revenge? But nodded. Maybe. Morning brought feds. Knock at 7 a.m. Badges flashing. Agent Torres. Crisp suit.
Latina no nonsense.
Mr. Harlan. Mind a chat. Kitchen table. Coffee black. They had Jake in custody now, knife charge stuck. Cartel ties unraveling. Your tips helped. But the signature. We need your statement. Hesitated. If I flipped full.
Dad went down hard, life.
Maybe. But Mom's note loomed. Give me time. Torres eyed me sharp. Clock's ticking. Loyalty's a bitch. Left cards. Door click echoing. Elena from the bedroom. Do it. For her. Mom? Or us? Called Ruiz for verification. Note real. But context twisted. Dad planted it post-mortem. Insurance against my rebellion. Bastard. I growled. Decision crystallized. Testify. Hearing was a circus, Nashville federal court. Summer swelter seeping through AC vents. Dad in orange jumpsuit. Gaunt as a specter. Jake chained beside. Glaring daggers. Becca in gallery. Sundress wilted. Eyes pleading. Linda testified first immunity deal. Spilling on affairs and ledgers. He forced me, she lied, glancing at Dad. Bullshit. But it played. My turn. Stood. Voice steady. Arm throbbing phantom. I covered for years. Took the fall for the collapse, 3 lives. Gone because of greed. Detailed it. Signatures. Bribes. The migrant graves. Gasps rippled. Becca's sob audible. Dad's face, stone. Then crack. Tear track on cheek. Liar. Jake yelled. But gavel banged. Cross-exam, their lawyer. Slick southerner. Waving Mom's note. You drove her to it. Didn't you? Knew the affairs. Stayed silent. Trap sprung. Heart hammered. I was a kid. He manipulated us all. Jury murmured. Doubt sown? But Ruiz's counteraffidavit dropped. Forensic on the note. Ink mismatch. Forgery confirmed. Lawyer deflated. Dad's eyes met mine. Defeat. Or hate. Recess. Becca cornered me in hall. How could you? Hiss whisper. Nails digging arm. We're ruined. Shook her off.
You ruined yourselves.
Ditch me again. She recoiled. Then, Jake. He said you killed Mom. Poison spread. Believe what you want. Blood don't make family. Verdict 2 days later. Dad guilty. 25 to life. Jake 15 for laundering.
Plus assaut.
Becca walked, co-conspirator light. Plea for testimony on Linda's schemes. Headlines devoured. Harlan dynasty falls. Son's revenge or justice? Pundit split. Me hero or Judas? Talk radio rants. Family betrayal. Cancel culture gone mad. Others. About time. Corporate crooks skewered. Windfall came. Asset freeze lifted partial. My reparations check. Millions seized. Funneled back. Quit the tech grind. Bought a cabin in Big Sur. Waves crashing eternal. Elena moved in weekends. Her practice booming with betrayal recovery clients. Irony thick. We hiked redwoods. Her hand in mine. Talking futures. Kids, she asked once.
Tentative.
Froze. Blood curse? But smiled. Maybe. Clean slate ones. But peace fractured. Letter from Becca. Postmark Nashville. Dad's dying. Cancer. Like mom. Wants you. Irony or karma. Drove east. Elena's blessing reluctant. Hospital's sterile hell. Dad tubed and frail. Monitors beeping dirge. Son. Rasp through oxygen mask. Forgive. Stared. The boy in me warring the man. Why? He coughed.
Wet.
Loved you. Wrong way. Bullshit? Or deathbed truth? Held his hand clammy, bony, while he slipped. 48 hours later. Becca at funeral. Black dress clinging. Hug awkward. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
Just duty. Jake called from prison collect. Voice broken.
Heard. Sorry. Bro. Sorry.
Too late. Back west. Twist landed. DNA test. Anonymous. Ruiz's gift. Mom? Not bio. Dad's affair predated. Me the outsider seed from a fling. Becca half-sister true. Jake full to Dad Linda. Exploded worldview. I'd bled for stranger sins. Rage reignited?
No.
Relief. Chain snapped. But controversy brewed online. Viral thread. Was Alex Harlan the real villain? Mom's note. The fire. Vigilante or psycho? Replies split. Fuck yeah. Get M. Versus. Blood's blood. He's damned. Elena scrolled.
Sighing.
Debate fodder.
Laughed.
Yeah. Nights now. Fire pit crackling. Her head on shoulder. Revenge done. But scars map the cost. Happy? Tragic? You decide. Wait, no. That's the end?
Nah.
Story arcs deeper. Word count. 1005. Wait. Building to full. Actually. Expanding. Post-funeral. Becca's plea. Help me rebuild. For Dad. Tempted. New start?
But no.
Exposed her own secret. Sorority hazing cover-up. Dad's money hushed it. Rotten apple, I said. Cut ties final. Years blur. Elena weds me on Big Sur Cliff. Vows salt-kissed. Kid comes, boy. Eyes like mine.
Fierce.
Teach him. Family's chosen. Not cursed. But shadows linger. Jake's parole hearing. Appeal denied. Becca fades. Tabloid fodder for fallen heiress. Final twist. Anonymous donor to my foundation migrant aid. Irony. Trace it? Dad's ghost fund. Laundered clean. Last laugh. Or absolution. Debate rages in my head. You? The cabin in Big Sur became sanctuary. Redwoods whispering absolution as I hammered nails into a crib. Elena's belly swelling with promise. Life rebooted. Mornings fog-shrouded. Her brewing coffee while I scanned headlines for Harlan echoes. Feds wrapped loose ends. Cartel busts in Nashville. Headlines screaming, construction kingpins, empire funds, drug lords. My name's surfaced occasional. Whistleblower son strikes back, but mostly footnotes. The controversy cooling to embers. But embers flare. Becca resurfaced 6 months in. Email ping. Subject, one last thing. Attached, scan of Dad's will codicil. Handwritten scrawl leaving me the family cabin in Gatlinburg, the one we'd summered as kids. Before lies layered thick. Sell it or burn it, she wrote. Your call. Closure? Closure. Word mocked. Booked a flight solo. Elena's kiss lingering. Don't drown in it. Tennessee autumn crisp. Leaves blood orange as I drove Smokey's twisties. Rental Jeep bouncing memories. Cabin loomed, log walls sagging. Porch creaking welcome. Inside. Dust motes danced in shafts. Furniture ghosts. Mom's quilt frayed on the couch. Dad's rod rack empty. Sat in the rocker. Creak sinking heartbeat. And it poured grief. Rage. The what-ifs. Night fell early. Fire crackling in the hearth. Bourbon from Dad's stash smooth burn. Phone buzzed unknown. We know what you did in Maui. Knife? Fire? Pay up or pay. Blackmail. Jake's prison pals? Traced IP, burner. But Ruiz on speed dial. Got prints. Low-level enforcer. Cartel remnant. Heart iced. Revenge's bill came due. Drove to Nashville next morn. PI trailing discreet. Enforcer holed in a flop motel off Murfreesboro Pike. Neon vacancy buzzing judgment.
Knocked.
Glock tucked. He answered wary, tattooed neck. Eyes snake mean. Harlan. Grin feral. The ghost. Pushed in.
Door schlemm.
Who's sent? He laughed.
Totikroll.
Family matters. $50K. Or your pretty wife's next. Wife. Threat twisted gut. Jake.
Nod.
Says hi. Fought urge to pistol whip. Elena's voice anchor. Peace. Tell him. Done bleeding. Left cash bait from a decoy account. Ruiz waiting outside. Tail followed. Led to a warehouse edge of town. Cartel holdout. Ambush planned. Feds looped.
Anonymous tip.
Dawn raid. Flashbangs pop. Shouts Spanish-English mix. Enforcer cuffed. Warehouse torched controlled. Files on Jake's involvement seized.
Parole?
Revoked. Becca called post-bust. You set this up? Accusation sharp. Self-defense, I said. Your brother's poison spreads. She cracked then sob over line. I knew. About the threats. Thought it'd bring you back. Manipulation encore. Choose. Becca. Us or him. Silence stretched. Then, him. Always.
Click.
A final ditch.
Her choice.
Back in Big Sur. Elena waiting. Hand on bump. Boys kicking. Feels your storm. Laughed.
Knelt.
Ear to swell. Tiny thump, life-affirming. But storm brewed internal. Therapy sessions unearthed more. My enabling rooted in Mom's death. Her pill push my guilt-fueled vow to fix Dad.
DR.
Vargas. Soft-spoken shrink. Forgive yourself first. Tried. Journaled flames. The Glock's weight. Becca's plea. Progress? Incremental. Kid came winter solstice. Owen. 7 pounds fury. Cry piercing as aloha sirens.
Elena Glued.
Nursing in rocker eyed mended. Nights sleepless. Pacing with him.
Whispering Tennessee du l'habit mom sang.
Hush little baby. Don't say a word. But words came my story. Sanitized for someday. Controversy reignited spring. Podcast drop. Harlan Betrayal. Hero or heel? Guest split. Ex-fed praising my tips. Saving lives. Ethicist decrying vigilante fire as mob justice. Listened in car. Radio static. Owen cooing backseat. What you think? Kid. He gummed a toy. Innocent. Twist personal. DNA deeper dive. Ruiz is obsession gift. Not just mom. Dad? Not bio to me either. Grandpa Harlan's affair. Dad's half-brother truth. Full circle, illegitimate all around. Becca? Full cousin?
Jake?
Unrelated blood. Laugh or cry. Toasted with Elena. Clean break. But Jake escaped. Parole hearing rigged. Bribe traced to Becca's boyfriend. The frat trust funder. Manhunt national. My name dragged. Fugitive brother targets vengeful sib. Paranoia redux. Security cams on cabin. Glock bedside. Elena. We move. Start fresh. Chose Portland. Rainy reinvention. Her practice transplant easy. Houseboat on Willamette. Owen toddling decks. Life normalized. PDA meetings. Soccer dad duty.
Elena S. Promotion chère.
But shadows. News alerts on Jake. Sightings Mexico. Becca's silence damning. Accomplice? Climax redux. Tip line call. Anonymous female. He's coming. For you. End it. Becca? Linda? Traced burner again. Armed meat. Neutral ground. Abandoned mill outside Portland. Fog thick as regret. Weighted in rafters. Glock steady. Footsteps echo. Jake.
Gaunt. Wild-eyed.
Pistol drawn. Alex. Bellow. Echo mock. Descended slow. Hands up. Brother. Sarcasm drip. He fired wild, warning. Bullet ping metal. You ruined us. Lunged.
Grapple familiar.
Fought brutal fists.
Knees.
Old wounds reopening. His gun skittered.
Mine stayed holstered.
Pinned him. Knee on throat. Why? Gasp, Dad's ghost. Said you stole my life. Delusion. Your life? I saved it. Truth bomb, the DNA, the non-blood. Eyes widened, shock. Then laugh manic. All fake? Fuck. Sirens wail. My tip to feds.
Prepped.
Cuffed. Dragged. His scream. Traitor. Gallery empty. But controversy explodes. Harlan showdown. Self-defense or setup? Pundits rage. Me executioner or savior? Becca arrested accessory. Boyfriend flips. Calls from jail. Help me. Alex. Please.
No.
Earn it. Hang up. Owen's third birthday. Cake smash. Elena's toast. To chosen blood. Cheers. But doubt lingers. Was the fight justice? Or cycle repeat? You judge. Portland's drizzle became rhythm. A steady patter sinking Owen's giggles as he splashed puddles in his tiny rain boots. Elena's laughter trailing like melody. The houseboat bobbed gentle on the river. Our floating fortress. Solar panels glinting. Herb garden thriving on the deck. Life. Fragile construct. Pieced from shards. But shards cut. Becca's trial loomed. Subpoena arriving crisp in mail. Her lawyer's plea. Testify character. For family. Family. Words soured now. Vinegar on tongue. Elena found me staring at it over breakfast. Avocado toast cooling. Go if you must. But come back whole. Nodded. Booked flight. Duty or masochism. Nashville waited. Courtroom Coliseum for Harlan gladiators. Trial open circus. Tabloid photographers flashbulbing entrance. Whispers the brother who burned it all. Becca's center stage. Once princess now hollow. Hair limp. Eyes darting for salvation. Charges. Conspiracy. Wire fraud. Her boyfriend's bribes traced to her Venmo. Gifts for Jake's escape. Testified clean. I was scared. Alex's revenge broke us. Lie twist my fault? My stand. Defense call. Spotlight hot. Lawyer oily. Mister. Harlan, your sister's character?
Paused.
Jury eyes boring. Complicated. Loyal to the wrong people. Detailed ditch. The Maui plea. Her threat knowledge. Gasps, jury shift. Becca's glare. Betrayal redux. Cross. Prosecutor pounce. You profited from the fall.
Milieu.
Motive to lie?
Truth.
Justice isn't profit. It's balance. Verdict. Guilty. 5 years suspended if restitution. She approached recess. Whisper venom. You could have saved me. Shook head. You chose the ditch. Walked. Paparazzi swarm. Her sob camera fodder. Back west. Owen's fever spiked, ear infection. Pediatrician midnight run. Held him small. Rocking.
Elena exhausted beside.
Like Dad, she murmured. Flinch.
No.
Better. Vowed it breaks cycle. But cycle clawed. Anonymous emails. Harlan blood curses all. Threats? Or ghosts? Trace to Linda, divorce now. Bitter ex-hold in Florida condo. Spilling tea to true crime pods. Alex was always the schemer, she drawled on air. Framed them to steal the throne. Listeners lapped. Forums erupt. Was it all a con? DNA fake. Doubt virus spread. My foundation donors waver. Migrant aid checks bounce. Ruiz investigated. Her proof photoshopped emails. My theft fantasy. Sued for defamation. Settled out of court. Her silence bought. But damage stuck. Paranoia Owen's school runs. Glock and glove box. Elena's anchor, date night. Riverside Bistro. Owen with sitter. Write it, she urged. Your side. Book it. Podcast it. Own the narrative. Idea sparked. Penned manuscript nights. Owen asleep. Words flowing cathartic. The hook flames. The knife rain. The DNA bomb. Title? Ditched in Paradise, A Son's Reckoning. Agent scooped it fast, bidding war. Netflix, sniffing adaptation. Launch party Portland Brewpub.
Elena gaming.
Owen in mini tux toddling guests. Reviews split. Gripping gut punch. Versus. Self-serving sob story. Controversy fuel. Book tours debate me. Villain or victor. Twist mid-tour. Chicago signing. Fan approach. Trembling woman. 50s. Eyes mom-like.
I'm Sarah.
Your aunt. Mom's sister.
Bomb.
Hug tight.
Tears salt.
Coffee after. Story unfold. Estranged post-affair. Dad's poison. She wrote me before.
The end.
Said protect you. No copy. Alex is light. Don't let dark claim him.
Light. Me?
Aunt Sarah integrated slow. Thanksgiving turkey. Owen's Auntie saw lisps.
Elena welcomed.
Family forged. But Jake's shadow. Appeal filed. New evidence. My book confession. Twisted as boast. Hearing virtual. Me testifying remote. Fiction?
No.
Truth.
Judge denied.
His scream overfeed. Liar. You started the fire.
Fire.
Literal spark. Cabin Gatlinburg. Unsold. Lightning strikes summer. Blaze devours logs. News clip viral. Omen? Called Becca collect. Jail voice brittle. Saw it. Dad's curse.
No. Choice. Becca.
Yours. Hung up.
Blocked.
Owen's school play. Tiny shepherd in nativity. Stealing hearts. Pride swelled. Elena's squeeze. Our legacy. But legacy debated. Podcaster invites. Was the revenge worth the blood? Answered honest. Some days, yes.
Some no.
That's the gray. Final controversy. Documentary drop. Harlan fall. Fractured blood. Interviews split me reflective. Becca bitter he abandoned us. Linda lurid. Incest whispers. Viewers poll. 52% side me. 48% family. Chia Fee, split sides. As promised. Nights now. Owen bedtime stories, my tales sanitized. Heroes choosing mercy. But mirror reflects scars. Arm nick faded. But soul etched permanent. Happy ending? With Elena's ring glint. Owen's breath even.
Yes.
Tragic? In the doubts. The what-ifs. Twist. Sarah's letter post-credits, mom's last. Revenge freeze. But forgiveness flies. Debate rages. Yours? Book tour wrapped in New York grit. Skyline teeth gnashing as I sign stacks. Fans queuing confessions of their Harlan moments. Betrayals domestic. Revenges petty. One stood out. Grizzled vet.
Việt Nam bát phây.
Grip iron. Your dad? Echoes mine. Framed me for desertion. Burned his truck too. Laughed shared. Dark bond. Elena texted midline. Owen's first word. Daddy book. Hurry home. Homebound flight turbulent. Mind stormier. Becca's appeal loomed secondary. Her rehab spin. Landed to chaos. Foundation breach. Hacker dump. My offshore. Accounts exposed. Old covers for dad. Accusations fly. Hypocrite. Laundered too. Media maelstrom. Donors flee. Elena's practice picketed. Wife of crook. Ruiz traced. Jake's cellmate. Cyber was paroled early. Revenge proxy. Feds raid. Arrest stack. But damage viral. Twitter storms Harlan hoax. Depression dipped. Therapy double. Vargas probing. The cycle. Breaking or baiting? Admitted. Baited. Wanted their fight. Elena held line. Fight back. Transparency. Presser called. Riverfront. Owen on hip. Her hand steady. The accounts? Legit shields for whistleblower safety. Audits open. Proof dropped. Reporters scribble. Backlash ebbs. But scar. Owen's preschool whispers. Playdate cancels. Sarah visited then Thanksgiving redux. Portland drizzle her excuse. Brought mom's box. Letters. Photos. Lock it with my baby pic. She loved fierce, Sarah said. Voice thick. Read aloud. Mom to her. Alex carries too much. Teach him light.
Light. Vowed.
Becca's hearing. Virtual again. Her face fuller. Reformed glow. Plea. Alex destroyed us. Book glorifies. My rebuttal. Truth isn't destruction. Lies are. Judge. Affirmed. Sentence served. Her exit glare. Never forgive. Fine. Unilateral. Twist familial. Linda's death. Overdose. Pills like mom's echo. Note to me. Knew your pain. Sorry for the role. Role? Enabler queen. Funeral skipped. Too toxic. Owen's fourth. Pirate theme. Eye patch ask you. Cake sword fight. Laughter pure. Elena's wink. Captain Vengeance retires.
I.
Controversy peaks. Netflix series greenlit. My consult. Script twists me darker. Family sympathetic. Pushback. Whitewash. Protest split. Fans camp my boat. Haters egg windows. Security up. But core holds. Personal bomb. Pregnancy test positive girl. Elena's joy tears. Owen sissy, fist pump. Name brainstorm. Lila for light. Mom's middle. But Jake's final play. Smuggled letter. Prison post. DNA lie. Your dad's.
Full.
Test lied. Heart stutter. Ruiz retest. Confirmed.
His.
Blood binds. Rage or relief? Relief belonged.
Flawed.
Debate internal. Revenge right? Substantiated saved lives. Broke chains. Politically incorrect? Hell yes, fire.
Fights.
Family fractured. But Gray, my enabling fed the beast. Years montage. Owen's soccer goals. Lila's first steps on deck wobble. Elena's book club queen. Foundation rebounds, migrant scholarships. Named Harlan Hope. Becca out. Vanishes, rumor yoga retreat. Redemption arc. Last twist. Anonymous check, millions. From the empire's ashes. Trace. Becca's restitution. Her note. Balance. Forgive. Pocketed. Donated half. Cycle.
Bent.
Not broke. Ending. Sunset deck.
Kids splash.
Elena wine glass clink. Worth it.
Nod.
Every scar. Happy. With laughter echo.
Yes. Be.
In the blood whispers. Maybe. You argue it out. Sunsets on the Willamette painted the sky in fire. Ironic hue. Given my history, but watching Lila's chubby fists grab at the railing. Owen narrating pirate adventures with stick-sword flair. It felt like grace. Unearned and fierce. Elena leaned into me. Her sigh content. The houseboats, gentle rock a cradle for our patched-together world. 5 years post-Maui. The scars had silvered. Arm line faint. Doubt a quiet companion rather than screaming banshee. The book? Bestseller ghost. Funding This Life, the series? Emmy buzz. Controversy canned for clicks. But ghosts don't fade easy. Becca's forgive check sat framed on mantle, reminder. Not relic. She'd surfaced once. Post-release, coffee shop neutral. Portland hipster haunt. Her in boho chic. Tattoos fresh. Eyes clear. Yoga fixed me, she claimed. Latte art heart mocking. Miss you. Hesitated, blood pull. Miss chances, I said. Hugged awkward. Parted strangers. Rumor mill. Her podcast now. Betrayal to breakthrough. Episodes dissecting my tyranny. Listeners split. Therapy porn or truth serum. Tuned out. Jake's appeals exhausted. Life for cartel escalation. Shank fight in yard. Letter final. Hates heavy.
Bro. Drop it. Did.
Visited once. Plexiglass barrier. His face lined older than years.
Kids. Nod.
Showed pics. Grin genuine. Cute. Don't fuck, I'm up like us. Pact unspoken. Cycle ends. Linda's shadow? Buried Florida.
Overdose brûlée accident.
But whispers suicide pact with dad's memory. No tears, boundaries set. Controversy simmered low. Annual Harlan debates online. Forums eternal. Was the car fire justice or arson? Vote. Stats hover 50-50.
Chi est fait étonnant.
Pundits pivot. Me case study in toxic masculinity redeemed? Laugh. American as apple pie. Pie we baked for 4th. Fireworks popping river reflect. Owens questions age. Daddy. Why books say you mad? Gentle. Mad at lies. Learned truth wins. Lila echoes. Precocious. I punch bad guys. Elena's eye roll. Like father. Therapy milestone. Vargas retires. Last session. You've flown. Mom's words via Sarah, who visits holidays. Anti-spoiling with Tennessee tales sanitized. Twist coda. Foundation gala. Black tie river cruise. Donors toasting hope. Approach. Woman. 40s. Accent Spanish migrant mom.
Son scholarshipped.
Your fight saved us.
Gracias.
Hug. Tears mutual. Substantiation. Lives touched. Sins atoned. But debates spark. Pod invite. Unresolved. Alex Harlan hero.
Hail.
Or human. Except. Mike hot. All three. Revenge controversial. Dark. Tense. American as manifest destiny. But gray wins. No pure right. Just choices. Listeners rage/agree. X threads explode. Ending open. Dawn run. Kids asleep.
Elena steering edges.
Glance mirror. Eyes softer. Jaw less clenched. Happy? Hell yes, love rebuilt. Family chosen. By echoes of loss. The ditch is hollow. Twist. Lila's drawing. Family stick figures. Me center. Flames harmless doodle. Daddy's fire good. Kid wisdom. You argue the gray. Story done. But conversation? Eternal.